Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape, vinyl tape,
carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneur Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. Man, I am so excited. I hope you hear it in my voice. This evening, I have a chance to talk to a very dear friend of mine, Patreese Murphy. What's going on, sister? How are you?
I am well. How are you tonight, Kevin?
Good. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life and certainly be a part of the podcast. The podcast is life this evening. Little tired today, but that's okay. But
that's all right.
What's so interesting about you and I talking is this was something that we were planning over a year ago to talk about, and we just never got around to doing it. But now is the time, and we're going to act upon it. So let's get started. So how have you been? What's going on?
I am okay. Matter of fact, I'm better than okay.
That's what I want to hear.
There you go. I'm just adjusting like we all are to the current climate that we're in, not only personally, spiritually, but also in our business life. So, it's all about adjusting, during this time. So I'm adjusting.
Yeah. So I'm going to allow you to take over, and I want you to give the listening audience a background as to how you and I got started and how you and I met, because even though this is the Entrepreneur Enclave, and they know that I talk to entrepreneurs, you are so multidimensional. We want them to hear about who you are and how you all got started. All right, let's
sure.
You take it all. You take it from there.
Well, there you go. I know it's so much to say, so
yes.
I appreciate the platform.
Absolutely.
So we've gone back a long time ago. I mean, my thing is, it's how long have we? What 20?
I was going to say 18 to 20 years.
Yeah, about 2014. Yeah, so it's something like that, about 20 some years that we've known each other, and we met at the Downtown Trenton Incubator, where my partner and I had a business some years ago.
Yes, and
it was a beauty business.
Yes,
and you were guiding us through the process because I was coming out of a sole proprietorship of owning a daycare, and we were going into a partnership. So you were guiding us through that, and that was my first partnership. So I appreciate all the help that you gave us. But that was Motif Bath and Body with Danae Talafaro, and
yes,
we just had a great time down there, and you really guided us, and the friendship actually grew from there.
Oh wow!
And so the businesses evolved, and I became so involved in the community and doing some other things. And so with that, and so did you, and so we kind of kept each other, staying each other's lives, which was awesome.
Yes.
So I ended up a sole proprietor or LLC of my own beauty business, and you were working with children. So I actually came in and was mentoring some of the children. So our lives just kept intertwining throughout the years.
That was
more.
Bubbles and Blush,
Nirvana.
right? Was that Bubbles and Blush?
That is Bubbles and Blush, and it still is.
Wow.
So Bubbles and Blush actually started. Yeah, Bubbles and Blush actually started in 2006.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And so so a very long time. So before all these girls out there now have their little makeup lines and everything, I was doing this for a very long time. And you gotta navigate your way through a new industry. It was a new industry for me. And so I learned an awful lot in this time, and I appreciated all those that came into my life then, and all those relationships that I carry to this day.
Let me ask a question, because as soon as you talked about doing the whole beauty line, I know what quality looks like. I know what it feels like. I understand the integrity that goes into it.
Yes.
Why do we have so many young ladies just starting businesses, but the quality isn't there? How do we get them?
Part of it is, I think that in any business, you, one, have to know your industry. Two, you have to know your product. Anyone can go out and do a lip gloss. Anyone can go out and do an eyeshadow, but you need to do your research in regards to the quality and the company.
Yes.
So since it is such a niche market right now and a lot of people are doing it, I believe that, the research is not being done, so, there's, you're getting almost like dollar store quality in certain, and I'm not saying everyone, some people are really into their craft and what they're doing.
Yes.
But you do have others that, I'm going to start a line, and they start a line right away.
Yes.
And you can, it's all about the integrity.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons why it was very important for me to research and build relationships in that industry for a very long time. I basically researched for over a year some of these companies and built relationships prior to me even placing an order.
Got you. So it was the market research, the research, right? Because sometimes, I'm on Facebook, and man, I see these hack jobs or whack jobs that these girls are presenting as their business. And the fraudulent thing behind it all is that they are doing it for likes, right? I don't know if they're really doing it for the customer. And I can see, like, well, hold that thought. So when did baby hair, right? What is that? Is that baby hair? Is that edges? When did that become so pronounced? And when do you lose that? Because I'm seeing women like 50, 60 with baby hair. Like, what?
Some people just holding on. They're just holding on, Kevin. That's a new thing. That's a new trend. And don't get me wrong. Some of it really, if you do it right, it looks really good.
But
it looks really good.
But you know what though?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that is fake hair just glued on. Right?
Listen, we have to look good.
Yeah,
okay?
but
we have to look however we need to do it, Kevin. We're gonna do it.
And I got that, and I respect that. But my thing is, be authentically you at some point. And I think that if it's going to be fake, don't make it obvious, right? Because it's like I just saw you last week and you got baby hair today. Like, where'd that come from? Like,
oh my goodness, you're too much.
But
you are too much.
But I'm saying that with you there was always quality, and so I guess I'm saying that just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that
is true.
Right. And so when you were coming along, there might have been 5, 6 women in the industry that I knew, and you women I respected, because this was really a craft. This was about integrity. This was about dignity. This was about professionalism. I am not going to put something out just to say I put it out, but I'm going to put it out because it's going to be of the utmost highest quality. I don't see that going on now. And because you've got so many platforms that people can post their work to, all they want is 50 likes and girlfriend. Oh, I'm in business now. That looks like trash.
That's it. And you hit the nail on the head, because, like I said, it's so easy. It's so easy to just, call yourself a business.
Yes.
You can call yourself a business. And it's important to be a business. I remember back then, I would study and just listen to business, at that time it was going to seminars, and
yes,
listening to radio shows at
yes,
that time. But, it wasn't so much podcast at the time, but, it's so important to know business. I used to always say, and I still say it, just because you can cook does not mean you need to open up a restaurant.
Thank you. Thank you.
It doesn't
Yes.
make any sense. And just because you wear makeup doesn't mean you need to go into that industry. I never wanted to go into the beauty business. It fell into my hand, just fell
Yes.
into my lap, actually.
Yes.
And so, like I said, I had a daycare.
Yes.
And I was closing the daycare. All the children would turn in two. And I was like, the terrible twos, I'm closing this down.
Yes.
Two of the mothers was like, let's do something together. We started, the beauty of business, the business of beauty rather.
Yes.
And we started skincare products and it just flourished from there.
Yes.
And what we ended up doing is we were resellers.
Okay.
So we would go to trade shows, forge these relationships, kind of negotiate, and we actually did business to business.
Okay.
And which was my ideal, to actually go business to business. You would think, okay, let's go out and sell this stuff to the consumers, but I took another approach, and I still keep that approach.
Okay.
To do it that way and in that manner, because there's more, there's more legs, when it comes to business. It's not just going straight to consumer.
Yes.
There's different things, different avenues. So there's more than just going on Instagram.
Very
it's
true.
more than just going and vending somewhere, and you're trying to figure out, why didn't I make X amount of money when I went out there and then, at this particular event or what have you. Partially it's because, that's all you're doing.
Yes.
And it does take marketing, and it does take time. And the goal is to start a business legitimately.
Yes.
Become a business woman or man, and then an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
And some people don't know the difference. Some people don't want to put in the work, and they're going to be stagnant.
Yes.
So I decided to put in the work. I decided to study and, kind of hone in my craft. And some of it was luck, you know what I mean? Some was just building the synergy relationships that I have and keeping them.
Now, let me ask a question. How important was the incubator for you in the life and time of your business?
Very.
Okay.
I mean, it's amazing. They have like WeWork. If
Yes.
some people don't know what an incubator is, it's
Yes.
WeWork.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's another way to say WeWork. It
Mhm.
wasn't WeWork, but it's a collective of businesses under one roof that may be in different industries.
Yes.
So that's what WeWork does, and that's what we were doing at the time. And it was so important because we knew all of our neighbors. We had the support of everyone.
Yes.
We had the relationships. I mean, there was at the time, there was a local network, a TV network. And so we did commercials and I hosted things on TV. So it kind of gave us free advertisement, on local TV, which was great. There was like a computer guy, and I still, Sonia Gunye. I still, have the relationship with Sonia. And, he does computers and things that order, he and his brother. And so there were so many great people there. And there was people that was into chemistry.
Yes.
So they would talk to us about candles and the makeup and things of that order. So we were really we were surrounded by great people. And I think that, going in those type of spaces, like we work in other spaces like that, you can learn from the people around you, although your intent may be going in for yourself.
And and that's one of the things that I miss about the incubator was that whole collaborative approach of shared space, shared knowledge, and shared shared challenges that you could come together under one roof and try to disseminate and work through some of those challenges and concerns.
Indeed.
And I think that if we had that, we wouldn't feel so much like the lone wolf out here. And I know some of the young folks out here feel, not necessarily young folks, but just people in general, don't feel like they have the ultimate support,
And that is true. And it's amazing that you say that. Based off of all that you said, is one of the reasons why I became a founder and CEO of a group called Sistah CEO.
Wow.
And basically, what we've done is we are a collective of business owners, business hopeful owners,
yes,
or those who are looking to level up in their business. And we come together as a collective, and we do exactly what you just said. We're not in an incubator.
Yes.
We're still in the spaces that we are, collective spaces in this space and time. So what we do is we get together, share ideals. We have fun together. We kind of vent about our businesses. We forge relationships. We see how we can network and connect. And so Sistah CEO is a place of where you can pivot, a place that you can learn, a place that you can, feel safe in your business.
Yes.
Knowing that, the information that you share, that, we're really concerned about, and that, there's solutions in this space. So I'm really excited about that. It's amazing, because when you were saying that, I'm like, that's me, that's us.
Yes. Now let me ask this question. So when you talk about Sistah CEO, are you talking about any particular group of women, a particular mindset or age group that they have to be in order to participate?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. We actually have, and let me tell you why. So basically, we have something called Little Sis.
Okay.
And so Little Sis are little girls who want to, start their own business, or who have started their own business. And you can attest to that yourself, because, of course.
Yes.
And so what we do is we mentor these children. And we also set them up for success in a way that we kind of mold them and allow them experiences to either sell themselves, if it's a service, or sell their products in a way that we're right alongside of them.
Got you.
We teach them how to approach people, teach them how to, and they have to volunteer. That's part of it. They volunteer so they can actually be able to speak to people and, and have that relationship with people. So the age, there is no age gap. We have, I think, the oldest person in Sistah CEO is 84.
Wow.
And the youngest, she just had a birthday, is 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So that's what you're doing currently now. but give us the progression that got you to this point, because I know it was a wonderful ride. And then along the way, not that it's a bad thing, it was a blessing. You got married. So you're also a first lady, so you're taking on that task now too. And so let's speak to that now. How do you find time as the first lady, the pastor's wife, the multi-talented, multifaceted entrepreneur? How do you find time to do all of this?
Planning and calendars.
Okay.
Really, it's a lot, because
Yes.
I do a lot. I do
Okay.
an awful lot, and so I actually describe myself as a seasoned CEO.
Okay.
I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
I'm a beauty maven.
Yes.
I'm a quest queen.
Yes.
I'm a success magnet. I'm a philanthropist.
Yes.
I have a creative mind. I'm a thought leader. I'm a fit chick, because I'm also a Zumba instructor.
Wow.
And yes, I am a holy roller and a first lady.
Wow.
I also sell real estate. So I'm a rock star real estate agent, and exploration enthusiast, and just an overall bag builder.
Wow.
Got to build that bag. So
Woo.
it's an awful lot, and that I do. But with proper planning,
Yes.
it can happen. And you want some whoosah, moments in between that time.
Absolutely.
And time for your family and friends, of course. But we built that into Sistah CEO, which is really important, to not overwork yourself or what have you. So my progression started as going way back. I had several businesses, but when I met you, I was in a partnership with Motif Bath and Body,
Yes.
which became Bubbles and Blush Company.
Yes.
And under that, I have the Beauty of Fitness, where I do fitness and Zumba and clean eating. I'm now vegan, and which is pretty shocking to me that I'm vegan. I was a vegetarian, and so I'm now vegan. So we have the Beauty of Fitness. We also have Hey Sugar. Hey Sugar is where we speak to sugar, if you will. So we try to find alternatives in candies and things for children.
Okay.
And kind of limit their sugar intake. So we find alternative candies and things of that order, or sweets for the children. And so that's a partnership that I have with the 8-year-old that's in Little Sis.
Yeah.
I'm also the founder and CEO of Sistah CEO. I am a real estate agent, so it's a lot. So that's kind of the progression.
Wow.
As I was going along, there's this guy who came along.
Yeah, just so happened to be there, right?
It so happened as I'm, doing all this stuff.
Yes.
And we met, and he's the pastor, and I am indeed the first lady of Spirit-Filled Temple of Deliverance Church in Mays Landing.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful time, and we have a beautiful time in the Lord on every day, actually, every day. So
wow.
it's a blessing, and that's my first work, of course.
Yes.
And everything else is indeed secondary, and which I enjoy it all. But the work of the Lord definitely is first and foremost.
Now let's slow down. Let's unpack, because as you were rattling off all of the titles and all of the things that you do, I said, man, I may have to catch a nap.
Me too.
Oh man. So in the course of a day, how many hats are you wearing? Or there's some days that you don't wear that particular hat? I mean,
today. Let's talk today. Want to talk today?
Yes, please.
So I can tell you how many I wore today. 1, 2, 4.
Okay.
4. Today it was 4. It's usually 4 on a daily basis.
Okay. And so while you're wearing these hats, what are some of the challenges, and do the challenges require like 100% of your time?
Yes. And there are indeed challenges, because you do want to give 100% of yourself. Yes. In everything that you do. And there could be overlap. Hey, look, everyone has a phone, that's normally on their hip or, somewhere close. So I constantly get calls. Yes. Usually I have 2 or 3 computers in front of me. It looks a little silly, but, it works. Okay. And there is challenges. But again, with proper planning, I have several. If you see my office, several calendars. Okay. Okay. One on my desk. They're hanging. They're everywhere. As reminders. I also have my Google that gives me my reminders and my calendars, every day. But, there's things that have to be done and things you want to get done. Okay. And once you actually be able to, kind of differentiate those two things. Yes. You'll be successful in your day.
Now let me go even slower. So for someone who's just starting out on the entrepreneurial path, yes, what would you advise them? What would be the first steps that you would ask or you would tell him or her to take?
Well, one I would ask is if this is their passion. Yes. That's the first thing you want to know, because is it your passion or is it a hobby? Okay. Because you don't want to invest in your time into something that you're really not, going to be vested in. Gotcha. Great. Yes. And so that's the first thing you want to find out. If this is something that you're really, if you had, didn't have to work a day in your life, but you can do one thing. Yes. Would you mind doing this every day? Understood. Understood. So that's the first thing. All right. And then secondly, you have to make a commitment to yourself that, that you're all in. Okay. That if you're going to be all in. So the good and the bad and the ugly, whatever comes, now, get it done.
Now, earlier on, you had mentioned the notion of mentoring. How important is a young person or just a person thinking about going down the entrepreneurial path? How important is it for him or her, in this case, her, to have a mentor?
I have a mentor. I have several mentors. Okay. Several mentors. Okay. Okay. And I named all that stuff I do. Yes. Yes. And it's amazing because I learned something. It's important that we learn something on a daily basis. Okay. I think your podcast is just it's just a great platform to actually have that experience, to actually learn something from these people, that you have great great people that you speak to, on a weekly basis. And it's so pivotal that you learn and that you listen.
Yes.
You listen. And I think that's how I found a lot of my mentors, just by listening and honing in on what they were saying and their experiences and the things that they failed at.
Okay.
And because that's important. It's important to fail as it is to actually have these successes in business. And so no matter the age, no matter, where you are in your business, it's always important to find a mentor. And when we come, and just to kind of piggyback, there's a song, that, and I'm going on the religious end, no matter how high you get, I'll still be looking up to you.
Absolutely.
Same thing in business.
Yes.
Same thing in business. There's always someone you have to answer to.
Yes.
In business, no matter what, regardless. And so my thing is, you still should be looking up to someone when it comes to business, because there's always someone else who knows something that you don't.
So let me pose this question: so that you are a wife and the first lady, how important is your faithfulness, or how important is your faith?
Oof. That's everything. That's everything. God is my foundation for everything that I've done, everything that I do, and everything that I'll be doing going forward, period. Okay. I was saved years ago. I was in my teens when I got saved, and it's carried me through, and it's got me to the position that I am now, and I'm very proud of where I am now.
Yes.
And I can say that, be it good or bad, because every day is a chance or an opportunity that God gives us. And so no matter if I'm laying in the gutter, God gives us an opportunity, and a chance at that time. If I'm in a home or what have you, God gives us an opportunity and chance. It's what we do with it.
Okay.
What we do with our day. It's what we do, whatever comes out of our mouth, It's so important.
Let me stop you before I lose this thought. How do you practice your faith every day? Because I'm quite sure that there's someone who's starting to venture down this entrepreneurial path. Yes. And they're saying, I heard her say about your faith has to be strong, but how do you practice your faith every day? What does that look like?
Waking up in gratitude.
Okay.
You're waking up in gratitude, my thing, and being grateful.
Okay.
I am completely and utterly, I wake up in prayer. I wake up in gratitude, and I ask God to order my steps and guide me through the day.
Okay.
And he always do, and he never fails.
Wow.
So I know that since he never fails, I'll never fail.
Gotcha.
No matter what.
Gotcha.
A no is just a precursor to a yes.
Yes.
So my thing is, just continue, just keep going. Jesus never failed. I mean? He kept going, and look at the successes that he had in his life. You know what I mean? Or here on earth. Just kept going, and people watched him, and they wanted to emulate him. You know what I mean? Of course, he got persecuted, but that did not stop him, and it should not stop us. We're persecuted because everybody's not going to be for you in business.
I've got a curious question, right?
Sure.
Now hold on to this one, right? When does an entrepreneur learn about their faith and being faithful in business?
Usually not even in business. Usually when something bad happens.
Okay.
And it sounds interesting because if they don't know, they discover it, and it's usually, oh my God, oh you're new.
Because usually you hear people talk about faithfulness, when they get to be, like over 30. But I very rarely have heard a young person saying, I'm going to start this business. I'm 15. It's a micro enterprise. I'm going to be faithful. Right. I've never heard that of a 15-year-old, and I think that if I heard one, I'm like, whoa.
Exactly. Exactly.
So when does the word, or when do the actions of faithfulness, when does that kick in? Right.
That's when the faithfulness actually translates from that business person to entrepreneurship. Okay. So we're more apt to be faithful in our business once we become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Business people, we know this, have 9 to 5. They have, those hours on their door or lit up, in their stores, and that's it.
Okay.
Once those lights are off, and we know this, Kevin, that once those lights are off, or once it's 5:05,
yes,
our work is never done as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
So everything is intertwined. You have the passion. You're now an entrepreneur, so you're faithful to your business. The thing about it is, no one's going to work as hard as you in your business. Period.
Very true. Very true.
So my thing is, if you're not faithful to it, and you're still looking for results, it's not going to work.
Okay.
It's not going to work.
So
Things. That's why a lot of people say, I want to make money, while I'm sleeping.
Yes.
That a lot of people, they've come to that notion. Well, the thing about it is, it takes work. You can't just go to sleep and think somebody's going to find your website when you have not, did a SEO. You have not gone and put it on Google. You have not, have no search engines at all.
Yes.
You're not advertising. You're not, letting people know who you are.
Got
and then
you.
you're still having a false expectation of success.
Got you. So as you are operating, I guess, in your God-given authority, and you're being faithful to your business, are you thinking about birthing new ideas?
Oh yeah.
What's the next idea you're looking to birth?
I tell you, it's hard because I'm one of those people that's going to act on it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm one of those people that's going to act on it. So, I am into real estate. I am a real estate agent. And so now we're looking into investing and, but also giving back. So we're looking to invest in, turning around homes but also for a certain amount of homes, making a safe place for, the homeless shelter of sorts,
Gotcha.
So giving rooms to the homeless. So after at 5, projects or what have you, that 6th project is going to be something to give back.
Now
that's our next thing.
With all of these projects, right? How do you distribute money? How do you distribute profits across all of these multiple facets of businesses? How do you keep all these businesses afloat?
That's the other thing. You need a team.
Okay.
You need a team. So I learned a long time ago that you can't do everything by yourself.
Yes.
I tried it with Bubbles and Blush. I slept in my office most of the time, although I had an apartment in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And I was burning myself out. I didn't know it.
Gotcha.
And so, although I could, the question is, should you? Should I be doing all this?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is no.
Okay.
The answer is no, and I found that out quick. So a great team. You want someone who's a lawyer who can actually guide you legally, or even if you do it online. You have prepaid legal, you have LegalZoom, you have these things that can actually guide you legally. As a part of quote unquote your team. Mm-hmm. You want someone in finance. Get to know your banker.
Yes.
If you're banking long term, what have you, someone who can do your bookkeeping for you.
Yes.
And your taxes, make them repetitive so you can build relationships there. So you do want to build a team of people. And that's one of the reasons why I think I'm able to do all these things when it comes to disseminating monies and knowing where monies are, the ins and outs of it all.
Yes.
Because these people are definitely supporting me in that range.
Got you. So now, but what I guess what I'm saying is, out of all the business entities, which is the most profitable, that kind of drives, that undergirds everything? Because I know they can't all be, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Bubbles and Blush.
Okay, wow.
It's been around so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing because I worked at a company years ago called Firmenich.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Firmenich?
It used to be just above FMC, where the Princeton Hospital is now. Yeah, on that
right.
whole property.
You know what they do? That's right. Do you know what they do?
So they do chemicals for companies.
Yep.
Right.
You're correct.
Yeah, for perfumes.
You're correct.
Yes, yeah.
I've never heard of Firmenich in my life.
Got you.
And so I worked there.
Yes.
I worked there for 2 years.
Got you.
And let me tell you what they do. They actually do exactly what you say.
Yes.
But those chemicals translate into two things: flavors and fragrances.
Got you.
They are manufacturers of Estee Lauder.
Mm-hmm.
They make CK, so they do Calvin Klein. I mean, some of the best name brand colognes and perfumes, they actually do. Jimmy Choo, Ralph Lauren, Coach. I've never heard these people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's me.
Yeah.
I'm the same person. People. That's
wow.
me.
Okay.
I've learned that from them. Everywhere I worked, I took something from it.
Yes.
Good or bad, and that was something I learned. I said, I'm Bubbles and Blush. People don't really need to hear about me unless I really want them to.
Yes.
So so when you go and wash your hands at a Marriott, you may be using my soap.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm with you now.
So when you go to a casino or what have you, you may be actually using a product that I actually provided.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So again, that is your main profit center for now.
It is.
Wow.
Okay. It's been around for
Wow.
So it's great, and it also evolved.
Yes.
It was something that really evolved. Started off by making product in our in this just in bowls,
yes.
recipes, and in the bowls, packaging it ourselves, and finding a co-packer. Really, it was amazing how we found someone to actually do the product for us as a private label.
Yes.
And then forging relationships with people to make it for you. It got really interesting, and then it went from skincare to beauty. So having a makeup palette,
okay.
It was amazing, so that translated into Color Junkie, CJE Cosmetics.
Yes.
And working with people, like Proctor and Gamble and Hype Hair and, things of that order. Great magazines and fashion shows, working IMG World in New York and New York Fashion Week, but you'll never know.
Yes.
And I'm not one to really boast and put myself out there.
Got you. Understood.
But
Understood.
These are the things that entrepreneurs should be doing behind the scenes, working in their business.
Wow. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So we've got, we're looking at this crystal ball, right?
Yes.
A year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, where do you want to be?
Well, I want a packed house when it comes to my church.
Okay.
I want everybody that I, speak to give their life over to the Lord. That's number one.
Okay.
That's number one. So that's year one. I want a packed house.
Yes.
And not just our house. You know what I mean? Just, I want like to see the churches full again after the pandemic, and we pray for that as well. As in regards to my other businesses, I would love for Sistah CEO to have a mass membership in lots of what we call chapter chicks, in which that's a chapter in each state. And so I would love for the membership to grow and for more women entrepreneurs to come together as a collective through social means and networking means. So that would be so important to as a goal as well. And I'm working towards it right now.
Yes.
Bubbles and Blush, I would like to get into a little, I think I would like to hit some other places. I was blessed to be able to get some of my product into other countries, which is a blessing, from relationships that I forged that, from back in the day when we started, believe it or not.
Oh, yes.
So, having your product in Jamaica and in Africa is pretty interesting, you know what I mean? And I was so young and I, kind of didn't know what I was doing. So just to expand on that and kind of go a little further with that will be everything. And also to get the beauty of fitness, whereas it's almost like a household name like P90X, because what we do is we, it's from the head, from the crown of our head to the soles of our feet and everything in between.
Yes.
When it comes to reshaping who we are, through nutrition, through fitness, through, our well-being and our wellness. It's very important. So that's who we are. So that's where I want to be.
Wow. So listen, with the time that we have left, how do we allow people to get in touch with you? How do we allow people to follow you? How do we allow people to become a part of you? So let's give them some of the information.
Okay, let me take a deep breath. So
Patreese, this is going to be hard, right? Huh?
I know. I'm going to do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, here we go. I'm stretching a little bit.
All right.
So I can be found on Facebook.
Yes.
Patreese Murphy. That's Patreese Murphy. You can like my page, any of my pages. There's many of them, and one is Sistah CEO. That's SISTAH CEO Inc. And you can also find me on Instagram under Sistah CEO as well. I can be reached toll free at 866-426-2368. You can also look up our church if you're looking for salvation. We got it for you at sftdchurch.com. I did good.
You did good. I was, when you mentioned your church, I was about to chuckle. I'm like, boy, she's giving it for real. All of it.
Uh-huh. I left some out. I left some out.
But while you were talking about chick chapters or chapter chicks, I thought, man, I'd like to circle back around with you. And
sure.
And at one point, man, let's try to do a collaboration where we can use the Entrepreneur Enclave platform and Zoom and really try to do a workshop, right?
That would be beautiful. We have authors, we have fashion designers, we have realtors. There's from all over,
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. And not only here in this country, but other countries as well.
Wow.
So it's really exciting.
Yeah, and we can talk offline, but and we can probably tomorrow, but a great idea just came to my mind. I want to share that with you later on. But sure. Man, this was fantastic. So Patreese, I'm going to give you the microphone. Any final parting words that you would like to share with the audience regarding motivation, inspiration,
sure,
encouragement? Yes,
definitely. When it comes to business, if it's something that you want to do, then be all in. Don't give up on yourself. There's going to be some adversity, but keep going. There's help around the corner. There's lots of programs. Keep searching and keep seeking until you reach that goal. Because trust me, knowing what I know and all the things that I've gone through, I know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is indeed a goal. There is gold at the end of the rainbow as well. So
yes.
Continue to keep going, and I think that you'll be successful.
Wow. Now, I just have to give you a shout out. I have to give you a plug, because there were twice in the life of the Entrepreneur Enclave that you really came to my rescue and you talked me off of the ledge. So I just want to say that. It's so funny.
I am here for you, Kevin.
Man, the first time it was like I had not spoken to you in some years. And just out of the blue, you called me, and man, I was venting up a storm. So I thank you.
Trust me, I am that here. You can continue to do that.
Absolutely,
definitely do that.
Right. And I can't sing, but what comes to my mind is that song, "Lean on Me."
See, that's me.
Yeah, Patreese, you were there for me, girlfriend. Thank you.
I try my best to do my best.
You did well. So, Patreese, this has been fantastic. We're going to certainly stay connected, stay in touch, and I'm going to run a few ideas off of you, but you be blessed. I'm just so excited for you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate this time.
Yes. Patreese, let's talk and text later on. You have been well. You are a beautiful friend. Continued success and blessings. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you then. Yep. Bye-bye.
That concludes another episode of The Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. We look forward to you joining us for our next one. Until next time.